Ladies and gentlemen of the Geek Corner, this is a bittersweet day. What I mean by that is that this is the day that we learn of the official death of one of the most awesome gaming conventions known to man, and that is E3. Now, for the fan base of the gaming industry, we knew E3 was dying. We knew the inevitable was coming. Like, we knew sooner or later that announcement was coming. And we got the official announcement today. So the official announcement by GameInformer.com, as of 8 a.m. time hour, the Entertainment Software Association, otherwise known as ESA, and its long-running Electronic Entertainment Expo is officially dead, as reported by the Washington Post. The last in-person E3 conference happened in 2019 before the COVID-19 pandemic and other complications prevented it from coming back in full form since. Despite struggles, the ESA attempted to bring back E3 back in various ways, and it was canceled in 2020 as a result of the pandemic. In 2021, E3 was an all-digital event. The 2022 show was canceled, and this year's attempt with PAX organizer Reed Pop was canned too. Now, after more than 2 decades of hosting an event that has served as a central showcase for the US and global video game industry, the Entertainment Software Association has decided to bring E3 to a close. ESA President and CEO Stanley Pierre-Louis told the Washington Post, "We know the entire industry, players and creators alike, have a lot of passion for E3. We share the passion. We know it's difficult to say goodbye to such a beloved event, but it's the right thing to do given the new opportunities our industry has to reach fans and partners." Pierre Louis told Washington Post that E3's closure means video games and the surrounding businesses has blossomed in different ways, noting that any of the major game companies can create their own individual showcases. He's likely alluding to the format popularized by Nintendo with its Nintendo Directs, which other publishers like Xbox and PlayStation utilize now. That is exciting for our industry, and it means it's an opportunity for them to explore how to engage new audiences in different ways. So, this is a bittersweet moment. Now, with E3, I'm going to tell you what good E3 has done for us. Because at one point, we did not have YouTube. We did not have Twitch. We did not have the internet. We had E3. Every single summer, E3 comes out, and man, you had Sega, you had Nintendo, you had PlayStation, you had Xbox, you had every video game console industry known to man at E3 showcasing their new video games, their new announcements, and you get to visit this convention and play these new games in person, the demos. So that what made this place so awesome. People was dressing up as video game characters, so it was a huge deal. And with things like StreamYard, what I'm using right now, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all social media outlets, there's so many other ways to advertise your video games in the industry without even spending the money to go to E3. So E3 served their purpose. And for the new gamers out there, I know some of you gonna crap on E3. It's like, oh man, that's passe. Like, nah, we already got the new thing going on. Because of E3, this is the reason why you're able to do those things. Like, I can never degrade E3 for what it's done. I mean, I first found out about the Dreamcast at E3. I first found out about the PlayStation at E3, Sega Saturn at E3. All these video game consoles we found out about at E3. You can literally play those new consoles at E3. It was crazy, man, because sometimes these video game companies were beside each other, were across from each other, and it was a lot of jabs. Like, it was a lot of competition there. And when there's competition, you get a lot of great video games being made. That's why there's such a boom in retro gaming, because all those great games that came out during E3, those major announcements, that was centered at E3. And that was something I can honestly say I'm disappointed that E3 is gone for good, because I didn't have an opportunity to actually visit E3 because E3 was around the same time period. Well, around the same time period as San Diego Comic-Con and stuff like that. Like the summer was hot. It was hot with video game announcements. But, you know, times have changed. You know, you have Nintendo with its Nintendo Direct. You have all these other announcements where you don't have to leave. You don't have to go nowhere. You don't have to pay for travel. You don't have to buy a plane ticket. You don't have to buy a hotel. You don't have to buy entry tickets for the convention for a weekend. So it makes it more convenient money-wise for us as a consumer. So when you have the Xbox Showcase and you have the PlayStation Showcase and you have Nintendo Direct announcing these games at that point in time, it makes it 10 times easier. Not to mention, you know, just a few days ago, the Game Awards. Like, we watched the Game Awards for the announcements for game trailers. So now we're in the comfort of our own home. We don't have to go anywhere. We can just get all this gaming news from the internet. Now, I'm a little old school and I'm a little more personal. I'd rather be in the know. I'd rather be in the audience. I'd rather be with everyone and seeing their reactions in person as these game announcements are put out there, man. But it is what it is, because now you have to go to a specific showcase to see what games are coming out for that specific console. And I knew it was coming. We all knew it was coming. The moment Nintendo just pulled out and said, Leo, we're not coming, we're going to announce our own shit. I was the beginning of the end. I already knew if Nintendo was going to do it, Xbox was going to follow suit, PlayStation was going to follow suit, anybody else. So if there's a new console coming out, which I seriously doubt, if there's a new console coming out or being announced, like, they have to rely on the internet. They have to rely on social media outlets to push their console for advertisement. That's the only way they're going to do it. And the Game Awards and all these gaming award shows, they have to rely on those award shows. No longer E3. E3 was the central hub for the entire gaming industry. It wasn't just one. It wasn't just centered. But things are so competitive now, and you want to be a step ahead of the competition. You created your own showcase, and I fully understand it. I respect the hustle. But one thing is for certain, I will sorely miss E3. I'm pretty sure the old heads out here that have probably has been to E3 or experienced E3 in person is going to miss all those thrills. Now, if you want, just YouTube E3, just YouTube E3 convention and what greatness it brought, what good feeling that it brought. Like, think back to McDonald's. Like, when you was going to McDonald's, they had a Nintendo 64 up in that joint. You could play the Nintendo 64 at McDonald's. These were the times. These were awesome times of the 90s, man. Like, you just don't understand how good things were back in the day, man. I mean, Walmart was just lined up with just various consoles. You could just grab a controller and play a demo. And you had PlayStation demos coming from Pizza Hut. Now, I know you guys remember that, but those times are gone. Everything is all digital now. So, I mean, everything's more convenient, and I respect the convenience, but some of the fun factor is lost. And, you know, G4 TV, that was our premier thing, and now E3 is gone. So, the old guard is gone, and it's time for the new guard. But I just want to give a special shout out, for the people that appreciate E3 and everything that E3 brought us. We miss you. We will miss you. But we're still going to game. And because of what you've done for the video game industry, we respect what you've done for the video game industry. That's where we are today, because of your advertisements and what you're able to do and what you're able to bring to us. But that's our show for today. I just want to give our 2 cents on E3 and all its splendor. But until next time, y'all, peace.